This builder didn't make just one neighborhood, they built 3. And each of them give you a completely different lifestyle. Now, if this is your first time watching, I'm Luis Bruno. I am a realtor down here in Savannah, Georgia, and all I do all day long is help people from out of the state relocate to this area. Now, let's get started. Every single neighborhood that you're about to see in this video is being built by Pulte homes, and they are all in the #1 area of the entire Savannah market when it comes to sales. Not only beating Savannah itself, but also beating Pulte, Georgia. So if you got plans of moving near Savannah, Georgia, and you're looking for a brand new home, you definitely have to consider this neighborhood. Let's start with the first neighborhood, which is Waterways. Now, before we get into the details about the neighborhood itself and the location, let me tell you what Pulte homes have to offer. Now, they're currently offering more than 15 different floor plans, which they group in collections. Every collection have a different group of floor plans, which you can choose. You can choose your own lot, right? They go all the way from 2 bedrooms to 6 bedrooms, all kinds of sizes. They also have single-story home and 2-story homes. Now, prices can always change, but they go right now from $495,000 all the way to $525,000. But that is just the base price, okay? Whenever you go out there and you choose your own lot, you might have to pay for the lot premium. And of course, when you go to the design appointment to choose your own upgrades, the price is gonna go up based on what you choose. Which, by the way, just on upgrades, you can spend another $50,000, even $100,000 upgrading the flooring, the countertops, or any changes you want to make. Now, before we move on to the next community, let me tell you the pros and cons of living in Waterways. On the plus side, it's a gated community with tons of amenity and tons of nature. Yes, you do have an HOA, but at the same time, it is a lot safer. There's always a security guard right there at the gate, and you don't have to worry about leaving anything unlocked. No one's gonna do anything to you. The other super positive thing is that all of these neighborhoods are in one of the best school districts in the entire state of Georgia. Richmond Hill is known because of the schools, and people love it because of the school, and it's a small town and is extremely safe. On the flip side, when it comes to Waterways specifically, some of the things that I've heard from past clients, which by the way, I've had 4 people that chose Pulte homes in Waterways and they love it. But at the same time, they tell me things like this: I wish it was closer. It's about 40 minutes away from downtown. Feels a little bit too secluded. Some people complain about the phone signal, which by the way, I barely get any signal there, but they're about to fix that, which is good news. They're about to put a cell phone tower there, so that problem should be fixed. But people complain about those things, right? Now, if you really wanted to measure the pros and cons, you will always find out there is way more positive things compared to negative ones. So the big question is paying a little bit more money worth all of the extra things you get for it? Now, that's up to you to decide. So before you decide, let me show you the other community, which by the way, you need to be something special in order to get in there. Let me tell you why. This next community is called Webb here in Richmond Hill, and it targets people who are 55 or older. Now, don't worry, if you are not 55 or older, the next community you're about to see in this video, it's for everyone. Now, before you see what Pulte Homes has to offer, let me tell you some of the benefits of living here if you are on retirement age. Number 1 is social life. They have a bunch of clubs that you can join, a bunch of events that you can actually go to and make new friends, yoga, game nights, outdoor events so you can spend time outside and stay healthy, and much more. Now, this community will also help you with the maintenance, meaning you don't have to be spending time outside or hiring people to do your yard. They are gonna cover that part for you. At the same time, it's a very safe community. It's gated, so you don't have to worry about anyone doing anything to you. So I don't think it can get any better than that. And at the same time, this community is closer to the highway, closer to the emergency room, and anything is literally about 15 to 20 minutes closer than the first community you just saw in Waterways. Now, what is Pulte Homes offering? Well, they have 11 different floor plans that you can choose from. The price range by the time I'm recording this is about $391,000 all the way to $601,000. Now, keep in mind, guys, that is just the base price. You always have to take into account the lot premium and the upgrades. Now, in this community, you're not going to see 2-story homes, but if you wanted, for whatever reason, if you wanted to have a loft on the upstairs area, yes, they can make that happen for you on certain floor plans. But for the most part, this community is gonna have single-story family homes just for people who are 55 and older. Now, as you know, every time we're talking about amenities, you always have to mention the HOA, right? The Homeowners Association. So if you're wondering what is the price, as of right now, the fee for the HOA is $240 a month. Now, let me show you right here on the screen the features of this community. Check this out. Here's a breakdown by category, okay? So they're gonna have a pool indoor and another one outdoor so you can enjoy the pool year round. They're also gonna have a gym with locker rooms. They also have cafe, multi-use room, catering kitchen, car room, fish camp, 2 tennis courts, 8 pickleball courts, and landscape walking trails. Now, real quick, I wanted to clarify this. When you're buying a new construction home, you're gonna go online, you're gonna notice that the builder is offering incentives. Now, normally, those incentives apply if you use one of their preferred lender or if you are a cash buyer. Now, you always have the option, you're not obligated to use their lender, but if you use their lender, they're gonna give you better incentives. At the same time, if you hire me to be your realtor and work with you, I can give you another $2,000 on top of whatever they're giving you, okay? I've already had 4 clients that decided to work with Pulte, and I'm telling you, they use me, they get more compared to not working with me. So if you wanted to get another $2,000 on top of everything, you send me a text message or call me, and we can take it from there. Right now, let's move on to the third community built by Pulte Homes here in Richmond Hill, which is called Heartswood, okay? Now, the main difference of this community is that it's not gated. Now, just so you're aware, they do have an HOA because they have amenities. They have a pool, they have a playground, things like that. So you have to pay about $952 a year to live here. Now, in this community, they're offering 5 different floor plans. Some of them are single story, some of them are 2-story. And as of right now, the price range is anywhere from $402,000 all the way to about $480,000, depending on what you choose. And as a reminder, you always have to keep in mind the lot view and the upgrades. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of Heartwood if you were to compare it with Waterways, for example, which is the first community you saw. Heartwood, like I said, is not gated. You have a lower HOA, which is good, but at the same time, you get a lot less. So it really depends on what you're looking for. If you really cared about the amenities, I would definitely choose Waterways. If you don't care as much about the amenities and you care more about proximity, then Heartwood might be the good choice for you, because Heartwood is closer to everything compared to Waterways. Now, in terms of the quality of the build, they are all great. I really don't see any quality difference in Waterways compared to Heartwood or Webb. Now, something very important about this community is this. Not only you are literally a 1-minute drive away from the highway, you have the emergency room right across the street from you. You're gonna have supermarkets. You're gonna have the school down the street. You have an apartment complex down the street. You're also gonna have a Saxby's like another 30 seconds away past the highway. So you're gonna have a lot more things right next to this community compared to Waterway. So that right there is definitely a plus in Heartwood. Now, when it comes to the lifestyle, I think Heartwood is definitely a place where you can spend a lot of time outside. They have sidewalks everywhere, trails and things like that. So it's not too much of a difference compared to Waterways. Now, the main difference that I notice is nature, okay? Waterways is surrounded by trees. You have a lot of water view. You're gonna have places where you can just drive for 5-6 minutes inside of the community and not even see a house because it's just trees and water. So it feels a little bit more secluded in Waterways compared to Heartwood, which is more of an open neighborhood. Now, let me clarify a few things because I get questions like this every time we're talking about new construction. Number one is this: can I just buy the land and then build my own home later? The answer is no. The moment you submit an order for a construction, they need to start building that house, okay? They cannot just sell you the lot but then wait 1 or 2 years for you to decide to build a house. Question number 2, how long does it take from the moment you sign the contract to the moment the home is finished? It could take about 8 to 9 months from start to finish. Question number 3, can I actually customize anything? Well, the answer is it really depends because it's not anything. But you can definitely choose your own flooring, you can upgrade the countertops or the color of the cabinets, or you can extend the driveway, make it wider. You can have a covered porch, or you can add extra concrete on the back porch, right next to the porch. You can add a screen, you can add sliding doors, for example, and a bunch of other stuff. Now, can you customize anything? Not really. They're gonna give you options and then you're gonna have to choose between those options. Question number 4, can I get the same incentives if I use my own lender? The answer is probably not. Normally, the advantage that they give people is, hey, if you work with us, we're gonna give you a discount. If you decide to work with your own lender, we're not gonna give you that discount. So that is the whole point of the promotion, right? Hey, work with our lender and we're gonna give you this benefit. Question number 5, what if I start the building process and all of a sudden I change my mind? Will they give me the deposit back? The answer is, if you already submitted an order for a new construction home to be built, and they already started building that home, and all of a sudden you change your mind and you say, you know what, I'm no longer moving to Georgia, they are probably not gonna gonna give you any money back because they already spent money on permits, materials, and things like that, and now they're gonna have to finish that home even though you're not longer buying. Okay, that's it for now. Call me, text me if you need anything regarding real estate in this area, and I'll see you next time.